Hi friends, welcome to Shahul News channel. Now the topic is present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. The fourth topic in present tense. See here, I have written here has, have plus been plus V1 plus in. Even though I have written structure here, what I would like to tell you to speak correctly the present perfect continuous tense, you have to understand the concept. That's very important. Why I am telling this, how many structures do you remember this? It's not going to benefit you. I mean, it's not going to make you master English language or English grammar. So I will tell one point. Suppose today early in the morning you started doing some work. Suppose imagine you started doing some work at early in the morning, 5 o'clock. Suppose you are a story writer. So you started the work at 5 o'clock. You have to understand it, the point. You started the work at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning. Suppose the work was not completed. You are still writing up to 3 or 4 hours. Suppose morning you started writing 5 o'clock and you continued up to 9, 10 o'clock like that. So the concept is that what we have to speak in present perfect continuous tense. Action started in the past. Still continue. That's very important. That's why I wrote here in the definition. Action started to express an action which began in the past. It began at some time in the past and still going on. This is very important. Once again, I refer you. Suppose if you only follow this one, it may not be possible for you. Sometime you may forget, or it is very problematic to know all these rules. The concept you understand, which began at some time in the past and still going on. So if you know this concept, you don't need this type of rules. You yourself will speak such type of sentence, a lot of sentences you can write. You will master the English language. You will master English grammar. So please note down this point, even though I have written here structure. So as I told you, let me imagine I started writing a story in the morning today, 5 o'clock. Now it is time some 3 or 4 o'clock. Still I am writing the story. Concept is, I started writing in the past, still I am continuing. So such type of sentences we say in present perfect continuous tense. In the last video I told you perfect means has, have. Present perfect means. So present perfect continuous tenses. So in detail I will explain you the sentences. I have been writing a story since 6 o'clock in the morning. Today in the morning 6 o'clock I started writing a story, but still I am writing. So I have to say I have been writing a story since 6 o'clock in the morning. And here two things you have to observe carefully. One is point of time. What is point of time? When you know the exact time when you started your work, you have to use point of time, that is since. Here many people get confused when to use for or when to use since. So when you know the exact startings of time, then you have to use point of time. Whenever you start the work, if you know that the time that when it started, we say point of time. Because I started writing story in the morning 6 o'clock. That's why I am using since 6 o'clock. I have been writing a story since 6 o'clock in the morning. So this is present perfect continuous tense. Once again I say you, action started in the past, still continuing. Action, I started writing a story in the morning, still I am writing a story. So this is present perfect continuous tense, how we use, how we speak and how we write everywhere. And secondly, let us take, I have been writing a story for 3 hours. Then why I am using 3 hours here? What is the difference in using since and for? I told you already. Since, when you know the exact time of a work's starting, you have to use since 6 o'clock, because I started writing at 6 o'clock, so I know the exact time. So since is easy. Here I don't know when I started the work, when I started writing the story. So in that case, I have used here for 3 hours. 3 hours ago I started writing a story, still I am writing a story. It's very, very important regarding usage of since and for in present perfect continuous tense. So, and auxiliary verb, as I wrote their structure, I have been writing. Instead of knowing this structure, you just practice this well. I have been writing such type of sentences, you speak a lot of, because knowing this type of structures so many, and it's highly impossible for you to remember them, so you may get confused. You are not going to master the English language. If you want to master the English grammar and language, follow my principles. Definitely you will speak the way I am speaking English language, and the way I know English grammar. You will also become like that. So secondly, so I explained you. Now you know very well. In last video I explained you about third person singular. That is he, she, some name. Okay. So here, when you use he, she, some name, you have to use has. Structure is the same. Has been singing since 5 o'clock. Once again here, since I am using, because I know the exact time of the works starting. So this he has been singing since 5 o'clock, or she has been singing since 5 o'clock, or Arjun has been singing since 5 o'clock. I hope you have understood. This is a very important concept. Here I am taking plural. They have been playing since 2 o'clock. Here also, once again after they, I have used the helping verb have. They have been playing since 2 o'clock. Like that you can say. Suppose I will tell you one more sentence. We have been playing instead of they. And suppose if you take two names, for example, Arjun and Anthony. You take two names. Arjun and Anthony have been playing since 5 o'clock. You have to use, because Arjun and Anthony are two names. They are plural. So when they are plural, you have to use have, not has. I hope you have understood this present perfect continuous tense. As I have already told you, instead of knowing the structure, please remember that the action started, which began at some time in the past and still going on. That type of action is called present perfect continuous tense. So like that, so many sentences you can speak. You start speaking, or you start writing, seeing these examples, definitely you will master English grammar and also how to speak fluently in English. I hope you have understood well. If you have any doubt regarding this present perfect continuous tense, you write in comments and like our video, our channel, and so that we can do more for you. Thank you.